Becoming an entrepreneur, getting customers, growing your business. How do you do it? You're about to learn everything you need to know to make your dreams a reality. If you're an entrepreneur, stay, chat, and get to know how to become successful in the cleaning world. Our company provides a wide range of services that include pressure washing, auto detailing, solar panel cleaning, and window cleaning. Now, proudly coming to you live from sunny California. Welcome to the AM Pressure Washing Podcast. Here's your host, Mark Sullins.
Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Hope everybody is having a great week so far. That might be our special guest right there. I just got a message from him. He's stuck in traffic. He's running a little bit behind. But Ray will be here in a little bit. Hola, Petra. Mwah. So, if I can click in here, make it. I think it went through. At any rate, all right. So today, let me grab one part I forgot to talk about. So we talked about a video. I've been getting several calls on bird proofing, getting nests out from underneath solar panels. Well, Sanad from Super Clean Bros from Peoria, Arizona, sent me the idea Sunday. He gave me a call up and said he's having trouble getting the nest out. And I've had a couple of my customers and friends. Terry Lynn was one of them, sent me a picture of using a roller arm that you can screw to the end of a pole. The only thing about the roller arms that I see, if you got a stubborn nest that's really thick and bunched up, the rod on that is a little bit smaller. This is a 3/8 inch rod. It's a hook. So those may work as long as you don't have to really put a lot of effort into it trying to get it out. You might bend it. But this one right here that I built, this is the M22 fitting. This is the male part that you can screw into the end of your rotary brush pole if you have a rotary brush. If you don't have a rotary brush, then we did another hook that you can screw into the end of like a window cleaning pole. That way, if you want to use a pole, you can use it. Super Clean Bros, what's up, Sonata? See you in there. So I'm talking about you right now. I was trying to do my chat box, but it's not popping up. At any rate. So what I'm trying to do is come with a happy medium. So I was talking to like Terry Lynn last night. So this pole has a little bit of a hook. So if we maybe bring it out a little bit longer and make it a little bit further out, which this can be bent in any configuration, and I actually cut about 3 or 4 inches off of this hook. So we can make it longer and bend it further out so you got a little bit longer arm and a little bit, a little crook on the end. I can configure this any way. So you guys tell me what works for you. Sanad, you guys tell me if this one works for you and you can get into it and dig it out. The main thing you want to watch for is you're not grabbing wires. So my suggestion is if you see the bird nest and there's no wires running, kind of push it a little bit or go low against the roof and hook it and see if you can pull some of the nest out. Just be careful. Don't jerk wires out and you should be okay. Just pay attention to the bird nest. If you can't see it real good, carry your flashlight with a spotlight. Shine it up underneath there so you can see it and you can get your pole and you can try to work it out. I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable unscrewing the panel and lifting it up and just dig the bird nest out. So, like if you're in the middle and you don't want to get on them, you don't want to walk on them, which, I don't suggest. I know my big butt don't want to get on them. But just play it by ear. I can configure this hook to any size. Looky, brother.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Ray Rodriguez, all the way from Palm Springs, our special guest today, finally arrived. Screw LA traffic. It is what it is. I had to deal with it myself this morning. I was on fast track in stop and go traffic all the way from Corona to Tustin.
Well, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
What we got on so far?
Who we got on so far? We got Rick Warhead. We got Petra Hernandez. We got the Super Clean Bros from Arizona. Sanad. We got Terry
What's
Lynn.
up, guys? What's up?
Yeah. So look at there. I've been showing this for a while now. Terry Lynn's been asking questions about it. What's that? Is that something new?
I love this color. So this is the color that I'm trying to go with my business.
Yeah.
And that's when I reached out to you. I said, Mark, can you help me find this specific color? And you did. So yeah, this is really nice. Yes.
And what's cool about this one, guys? I sell the anti-fatigue gun. Guess what this is? Anti-fatigue gun. It's very easy to mash, but it comes in blue. They do have this one has a swivel, built-in swivel.
That's where I love it. I love
so this one is a Rolls Royce. We're going to put the emblem of the Rolls Royce on top of this one. What I was catching everybody up on, Ray, is bird nest.
Okay.
So
what you got there?
So this goes on the M22 fitting on the end of your pole.
Yeah.
So the first one I made, Sanad, was just a hook that we drilled and tapped at the end of a pole. I've got it over there. Let me run and grab it.
Wow, Mark's always coming up with something, guys. I'm telling you. So how's everyone doing out there so far? Let's see. Okay, we got people from all over the world, huh, Mark?
That's it. Jordan's on there. He's from Africa. So
wow, what's up, Jordan?
Good morning over there.
Man, I'm glad I have this. Now that I have this in my possession, like this is so anti-fatigue because I'm using this all day.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why when I did my research, the Aqua line from MTM, they're one of the best as far as in the industry.
And if everybody noticed, on all of our skids that we sell, I put the anti-fatigue gun on every single pressure washer. I don't even stock the other trigger gun.
Is that MTM?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that MTM, I used to get them from Hydrotech, but now that I do such large orders with MTM, I just get them from them now. But this is the one. This has a lot of plastic threads here. So I tap this. This one's a 5/16. This one's 3/8. So Petra and a lot of people were telling me that it needs to be a little bit longer. So this piece right here needs to be a little bit further out. But like I told everybody, I can bend these in any configuration. This one, like I said earlier, this one was actually about 4 inches longer. I cut it off so it wouldn't go through here.
And this is for the bird
nest.
The bird nest.
Yep.
To get the birds at. Oh, okay.
So when you got those bunches up there, when they're peeing and pooping in them, it turns into a brick, and they're hard to get out.
Now that I'm seeing this and like I'm holding this in person, because we would use stuff like this to like try to pressure as well.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a little. I feel like this is safer.
Yeah.
I feel like it's safer because 9 times out of 10, there's birds in those nests.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to. I mean, hey, some of them die, but we're not trying to kill them.
Yeah.
So the goal is literally try to have the safest method, and that's a better mousetrap.
So what this pole is, it's an 18-foot pole. So this will extend out to 18 feet. So these, and
this will connect to any pole, right?
That connects to the M22.
Yeah, M22, yeah.
Yep. So like here, hold that pole, Ray. So this is the other thing I'm going to show you. So this is my ball valves that I put on the end of the J Racing Stein. So you screw this right to the end of your pole. So when you screw this on there, you want to put the shutoff valve to the outside edge of the curb. So you want it opposite of the curb. So that way, when you're going in there digging, you're not getting the ball valve hooked into the nest and everything. So you're using hook to go in and dig the nest out. But yeah. You can put this in your pocket.
Yeah.
You're not having to carry another pole up. You're already carrying your pole up to clean with the rotary brush.
Yeah.
So this
I would recommend getting one of these though.
Yeah.
It's a little more user friendly because I have one.
Yeah.
And actually, I ended up getting one after I seen you using one. And I was like, wait, this is just easier in the hand. Because I also have the other pole too. It's all carbon, but it's not the module one. It's the one it's a telescopic one. So that one's a little heavier. So when you're depending on how far the nest is, you want to be able to have something that's lighter. Because what happens when you extend something, right?
Yeah.
You lose a little more leverage, so you want something lighter.
This one's pretty nice. When you extend it
out
and you lock it in, it's hard.
I know, I like it.
I mean, you can pull.
That's
I'm pulling
right?
on this thing. That's how hard it is when you lock it. So when you unlock it, you lock it back in. I don't care. You guys go get whatever you want. These are at Home Depot. This is what I use.
$20, right?
This thing at Home Depot, the 18-foot is $43.
Okay, the 20-footer. Because they sell two different feet.
The 20-footer is like $50-something. This one's $43. The 12-footer is in the 30s, and the 8-footer is in the upper 20s.
Okay.
But this is a 18-foot, because if you got 3 rows of panels and you're not trying to get on the outside edge at the bottom of the roof, and you're at the top of it, and you need to try to push that nest out at the very bottom, you need an 18-foot pole.
Yeah, I agree.
So
yeah, I like this. Yeah.
And it's your colors too.
It is.
Look at that.
I mean, usually I use pressure, but if there's if there's babies in there, I don't like. I mean, it's really good that you came up with this, because you're breaking that up, and eventually, you don't want to have to you go with the less aggressive force possible when you're doing that. So
yeah.
Let's see. But how's everyone doing out there, man? This is nice, guys. Like, if you guys have not got a chance to come here, like, I come here a lot, right? But when it's like this setting, this atmosphere, it's way different.
I did think it's a little bit different.
I like it this way.
Normally I film over there, so we got stuff to talk about. I just did a post. We got 7 pallets of Real Craft hose reels in. So I got the bigger reel for the 3/8 hose and for your water hose. And then we got a bunch of the ones that we use on our skids, the ones that you see behind me on my truck, and the ones we have over there on the table. So we're going to get those prepped and ready to start mounting on skids. The light bar. My neighbor was moving. Yeah. He used to be in a band. He had a couple of these. I was only able to grab this one. I grabbed that light bar for $20.
That's it.
That's it.
That's like a $500 light bar.
I know.
Because I know lights. I DJ myself on the weekends, and yeah,
so,
it's a really nice light bar, guys.
Now that, behind the camera, we have this telescopic light bar that goes up, and now you can see my happy, bald, shiny head. But yeah, that was pretty cool. So I put LED lights in it, and I also put a electric strip on it. So everything is all nice, tucked up, neat, zip tied, and then I can plug into the light bar if I need to, if I need power for the camera or for the computer. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Majority of the viewers are. If you guys want to comment and say, are you guys in the solar? Are you guys? What do you guys normally do with, like, if you guys got a skid from Mark? Like me personally, after I got my skid, I utilize that, and I actually detail vehicles as well. And that's exactly why I wanted this. It's after doing it, constantly. I started off with other guns, and I noticed that, hey, sometimes you still got to work yourself up. This isn't a cheap gun. And when I did my research, this is the reason it's not cheap, is because they put a lot of thought and a process into making this gun. So if you see on this wand right here, it has holes right here, so it's lighter, so it's more breathable. So most of those extensions, they're not fabricated like that, and so that's exactly why I wanted that. But the reason I asked is because your skid, when obviously you build them, they're meant for a couple things, but pressure washing on floors, solar detailing. But I mean, have you heard of anybody else doing anything else with them? Or
yeah, there's some of them are doing injection with soft wash. So we have the injection. You can plug it in on the out of the pump. Mm-hmm. So they're doing chemical injections with them, and they're doing the rinse down with the cold water. You got people rinsing up, concrete and everything else with them with a hard water adapter. But you got to have a pressure washer with a burner.
Yeah. For
concrete cleaning, you got to have hot water to get up gum, get up oil, and all that stuff.
Yeah, guys, I get creative. Like, I'm not going to just, if I don't have business with solar, like, I'm not going to let my system sit there. Like, I'm going to make sure. And if your guys aren't softening your water with these tanks, I feel like I see a lot of detailers out there that go and pay for their water at detail shops. It's almost 20 cents a gallon, guys. Like, from what I'm doing, I mean, whatever system I have, these tanks last me a long time. And my ROI on that is way better than paying almost $12 to fill up a 100-gallon tank. And it's insane. Like,
Well, this is what I do for everybody. The DI tanks that I rent, I have so many of them. Suez Water worked up a good deal with me. So with the DI tanks, I'm able to give you a lot of cost savings. So I've asked several auto detailers. Some of these guys can't afford a $350 deposit and then the monthly rent that they charge and everything else. So with Suez Water, we worked up a deal to where I can give you like a 1.6 tank for $20 a month, and whenever you need to exchange it, it's $56. Now, I don't make you do a deposit, but trust your butt, I will come find you if you don't pay for that tank. That tank is $795 for me to replace it. So I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I've had to repossess a few tanks. I don't have a problem doing it. I even got bit by a German Shepherd one time when I went to repossess the tank.
Wow.
I don't care. That's $800 out of my pocket that, puts food on the table for, my family. But what I did with, especially the auto detailer, so I've had them come to me and I'm like, how much do you spend a week on DI water if you go to the coin machine? They say average $100.
Mm-hmm.
I said, all right, so in 4 weeks, that's $400. So with me, if you rent a DI tank and
41,
it's $20 a month, and then if you need to exchange it, it's $56. So that's $76 in 1 month. So if you go through one tank a month, I just saved you $324. Multiply that times 12. You can take your family on a hellacious vacation.
But listen, guys, when it comes to the breakdown of the de-iodinized, that the resins inside these tanks, you got to also remember too, it's hard to factor in how long these tanks are going to last. So if you guys it's a loaded question, right? Because most of the time it also depends on your, your water you're pulling from. If it's hard, depending on, how many jobs you're doing in a day, like there's a lot of factors. But I'll tell you right now, me personally, I don't get the pleasure to see Mark all the time, but when I do, I always have to, I come and exchange my tanks. But I could tell you it's less than what I expected because these tanks are high grade. They're professional.
Mm-hmm.
I got to speak to one of the guys that actually dropped off your tanks. He was kind of shy in the beginning, but I got him, to get on.
Must have been Joe.
I don't know who, he has glasses, but he was really informative when I asked him the breakdown, because I don't want to just be a user of my system and just call Mark for every certain question that I may have. I mean, in the beginning, I was calling Mark every day, but obviously I was learning along the way, and I want to learn how these tanks break down. And they basically, your water is your number one ingredient when it comes to your jobs, right? Yeah. So obviously if you're doing concrete, it's different, but I'm just saying, like, when in my world, the spot free water is night and day. I mean, if you're using that, it's so efficient when it's drying with the panels, when it's drying with the cars. I mean, it saves you so much time, guys. And time, I think, is more valuable than, and then on top of that, you're saving. I mean, think about it. You just did the math, $400 a month versus, what he
$76.
Yeah.
$324 you're saving a month. And, where's my little calculator?
Yeah, I got it. What are you trying to do?
So 324 times 12.
Okay. So 324 times 12, that's almost $4,000.
Almost $4,000 you save by renting DI tanks if you go through one tank a month.
That's a nice trip, man.
That's what I'm saying.
You could send Mark a picture of your trip.
You can even afford to take the family to Disneyland.
Yeah, you could send a picture to Mark and be like, hey, because I started renting tanks from you, look at what I'm able to take my family.
I'm at Disneyland with my little Mickey ears on.
But I mean, yeah, and I love it. I mean, I when I see guys paying, it's almost foreign to me. I'm like, whoa, because ever since I that's all I knew was having these tanks, and I'm like, wow, you know what?
Listen, the truck behind me, you see the little black drain hose coming off a while ago?
Yeah.
We just did the video on the truck, guys. I went out and run everything. That way you can hear the generator running. You can hear the pressure washer running. You don't hear the pressure washer. The engine or the generator is about half the sound of just one gas engine. So this thing is phenomenal. But I was draining the water a while ago, and it was splattering on the wheel from hitting the ground. And I'm like, holy moly, within 2 seconds, it started getting hard water spots on there. And that's what is good about DI water. You don't have that problem. So I had to redo the drain a while ago so it don't splatter on my wheels because I'm so anal.
Is that little piece at the bottom you put on?
Yep. I put a plastic hose. You You can see it in the camera. See that little clear hose going down
I could see that.
in
Yeah.
front of the wheel? Now it don't splatter my damn wheel because I'm anal. I hate water spots.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
you got a black truck too, so I'm sure water spots are.
yeah. Just to give you a little recap, Kalen's working on it, but we did a 45-minute video. I did a video and I did a complete walk around on the truck explaining all the aspects of the electrical generators, the engines, or the not even engines, the electric motors running on the pressure washers, the vacuum reclaim system, everything.
Yeah.
And then I cleaned the front of my building. I washed the windows. I run the surface
With
cleaner.
this truck?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How'd you like it?
Oh my God, dude.
It's night and day.
It's night and day. This thing
I can't
is
wait
a
to see it
dream.
in action. Yeah.
I'll crank it up right at the end of the podcast. I'll go crank up the generator so you can hear it. But this thing, when you crank up the generator, the electric motors are quiet. You don't even hear them.
Wow.
So this thing is groundbreaking. You are the first, well, for all you that watch, you're the first ones to get to see the first in the world that I have seen electric pressure washing truck. I have not found another one. I did all my research. I did all my Googling.
Wait, that's news breaking.
News breaking.
Are you serious? The first?
First. Google it. Google
I believe
electric
you. I
pressure
believe
washing
you. I'm
truck.
just saying, like, wow.
You'll come up with nothing. I
Dang,
did all
that's
my
crazy.
homework, and I literally have been, this has been a 3-year project. My wife is on me for all the money that we're putting into this equipment, but it's going to pay off in the long run because you got to stay ahead of the time. She's on right now. Anita says, we want to go
What's
to
up?
Disneyland.
What's up, Anita?
So you got all the Thelma and Louise's on here. You got Terry Lynn. You got Patrick. Oh, my God. You even got Anita. All three of you bebops are on here. But
once you said Disneyland, it's over.
Well, Anita worked there for
happiest
eight
place
years.
on earth.
Oh, my God. Yeah, she worked there for 8 years. And, yeah, Disneyland.
I got 3 little ones. I took them there, and don't ask for directions with any of the employees. They'll send you there, and you go there because they want the reason they built that park, how they built it. They want you to stay around, so at the end you can hit every gift shop.
She worked at World of Disney, so when you come out of the park and you go downtown Disney,
Yeah.
that's where all the shops are at. That's where she worked at.
Okay.
But yeah, Kalen's editing everything right now because we've got to do one video that we're going to send out to Caltrans and to Sacramento. If everything works right, as much as I don't want to do this, I'm going to probably go and see Governor Newsom and show him this truck. I'm going to try to get all of the Caltrans managers together, and so we can demo this truck and show this truck how it works. Maybe this is something that the state wants. If they don't want it, then so be it. I got it. But we want to demo this and show this truck off because, like I said, it's groundbreaking.
Yeah.
It is the very first one. The other thing that we're going to be showing that we've been working a lot on is the skid steer with the 15-foot brush to be able to clean carports.
You know what you should do? I just made me think. You should find somewhere to put a plate and sign 1 of 1 on the truck. That would look nice. And just have your signature. You know how when they do Mustangs,
Yeah,
they do that on the engine. When they build a specific engine, they actually sign whoever built that, and they do like 1 of 50 or whatever. Because I worked for Ford for a long time, and we've seen that a lot. So that's something that just shows nostalgic, and I really think you should do that.
I got a friend that's got one of the brand new Ford GTs.
Okay.
Only 20 of them were
I bet
made.
you it's signed.
Well, only
I bet-
20 of them
yeah.
were made, and what they did is they took the crankshaft out of the GT
I
that
heard
beat
about
Ferrari.
that. I heard about that.
So they ground this up to powder, melted it, and they made 20 plates, all engraved and everything and numbered. I think he's number 4 or number 6 on the Ford GT out of 20.
Yeah. So I think you should do that with this, especially if it is 1 of 1. I mean, who knows when everybody sees this, right? And they're able to see it. And if you take it to state and you're able to consume that, I mean, you got the blueprint already.
Well, the thing about it is, if California likes this truck, and I work in the cities at night. We do a lot of our pressure washing at nighttime. I see a lot of Caltrans out there pressure washing the bus stops and stuff like that. So you see their trucks out there, and even during the daytime, they're cleaning, doing cleanups on the streets and all that. None of them, all of them have gas-powered engines.
Wow.
So with all of the new regulations with gas engines and everything else, I try to stay ahead of the game. I have a lot of people that feed me information. And literally 3 years ago, I started building this truck, and that's before I knew that they were trying to cut gas engines and everything else. So we did a year of R&D getting everything designed, what generator, what engines, what pressure washers, what vacuum we were going to run. Then it took almost a year to start getting all these parts in, all this equipment in because of COVID. So I started building the bed, and then as equipment coming in, we started mocking it up and everything. And then we took a little break on it. I built the Ford Transit Connect, and then I got back on this one. But this year we've been finishing this truck. We did the skid steer. The skid steer is done. The RO trailer is done. Jerry's about ready to bring it out to me next week or the following week. He's going to bring the RO system out. We're going to get that installed in the trailer, up and running and tested. And then the other thing I'm waiting on is my truck. Once that other truck is done, to be able to haul the skid steer and pull the trailer, I'm going to take everything out. We're going to display it out front. I'm going to get on the roof on the opposite building, and we're going to video it and film it and show what all we got going on. But a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't, like you said, that's groundbreaking to me. I mean, wow. I mean, are you going to keep it that? As far as anything else, can you think of anything else you're going to do?
The only thing I got to do is the surface cleaner. I want to get a base. I got to go to a metal roller. I'm going to get some aluminum, and I'm going to roll a piece that will fit inside of the surface cleaner. So when you set it on there, it don't move around. And then on the outside edge, I'm going to do 2 risers that will have a solid stock bar that will run through, and it'll have a round flat plate on the end. So you can't pull it back through, and then you can put a lock on that one end. Okay. I'm going to lock the surface cleaner to it because sometimes we work out of town and you're in a hotel parking lot. So, you know how the world is nowadays. If it can be pulled off and grabbed, it's going to be stolen. I'll literally take my wands with me into the hotel room, but the surface cleaner I can leave locked on the truck.
Well, that's why I built a low profile on my little Ranger. I actually have a little Ranger where I detail my cars out of, and everything is covered.
Yeah.
And I, out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind.
It's just better that way. I'm not trying to say, I'm just letting you know that, like you said, sometimes we're in certain environments where people can get,
You know what? It's not certain environments anymore, dude. It is everywhere.
Yeah.
Jeff Hurley, my shop manager, he's got it on video. There's a guy in his neighborhood. As soon as they leave in the morning, they come to the front porch because the grandma that lives there smokes cigarettes. Well, she might leave her pack of cigarettes laying on the front porch. This knucklehead knows this, and he's on camera coming up there and stealing the cigarettes.
Wow.
Come on, people.
Yeah. It's mind-boggling, but listen, it's laziness when it comes to it. I every time I see that, it's like, well, listen, it's considered just a mindset, right? And when I started my business, I had to have that mindset of, I had to think different. I couldn't think like what I usually think when I was working from a 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
So that mindset is way different. And that's why I connect a lot with you, because your mindset is huge. Like, you think outside the box, you don't limit yourself. And that's exactly what I want to do with surrounding myself with individuals like that. And it's an honor being here, Mark. I want you to know that.
Thank you, brother.
Yes. And I just, every chance I get, I don't get it often, but I want to continue learning, because
everybody watching right now, they're glad you come because they're tired of seeing me and tired of hearing me.
Hey, it's always good to have a little, guest here and there.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, I humble myself a lot. I don't act like I know it all, but I consider myself a professional, because you have to be. If you don't consider yourself a professional and you're in this industry, you're gonna lack it on a lot of areas. Mm-hmm. You have to be confident, but I don't claim to know it all. I'm always growing. This industry is so new, Mark.
That's the subject that I want to talk about today. There's people out there calling themselves experts. Dude, I have never seen a college to where you can get a degree and be an expert in pressure washing and cleaning and everything else. We just learn the trade as we go, or we follow somebody that's in the industry and we watch them and we learn. Listen, people.
Exactly.
I am not an expert. I've been in this business for a long time. I make mistakes just like everybody else. I try to give you a professional job. I dress professional when I go out to your job site. I do a complete analysis and pre-inspection before I start cleaning and let you know if there's anything that I find. And we do a top-notch job every time we clean. We do the same quality work every time. Do I give you a professional job? Yes, I do. Am I expert? No, I'm not.
Yeah, and exactly. I'm glad you brought that up, because, I tell myself that a lot. And with this industry, guys, whether it's solar, whatever it is, whether it's pressure washing, it's changing constantly, right? And like Mark said, he was already ahead of the game when he did the electric. So just think about it. You know, if you have that mindset of understanding how that is, and you're holding yourself in a box, you're never going to grow. You're never going to grow. And that's why, you know, it's important to network and with like-minded people. And, you know, obviously we both have busy schedules, and we both choose to understand what type of time you want to add and put in certain areas. But, you know, you don't want to waste your time with certain individuals or certain things that, you know, it's only going to hold you back or keep you stagnant. And, you know, obviously as a new business owner, myself, I always figure out the best way to just continue growing and being, you know, creative in this industry. Because I mean, I don't know if you've seen, but just because I also have connections with a lot of people that consult with solar, and actually I got a lot of cousins that actually install with solar too. So just like yourself, I always pick their brains. And as far as solar, I want to be from A to Z. I want to know how it works, how it operates, and all the way to how it maintains.
Yeah.
Because it's important for you to understand that solar, renewable energy in itself, whether it's going electric, you know, it's going to be changing. It's going to be life changing. It's going to be life changing because if you look at it, gas, there's not an alternate way to produce, to receive gas. When it comes to water, there's only one. So when it comes to energy, you have another way. So, you know, from A to Z, Mark, whether it's somebody that's being, you know, out of the box and thinking like, hey, shout out to all the entrepreneurs out there, and they hit you up for a skid. Whether it's somebody from the beginning to the end where they're installing, it all ties in.
Yeah.
It all ties in because the fact of the matter is, your supplier, and you have your professional side of you to say, hey, I'm going to provide the best type of equipment that I can, so you can do the best type of job that you know you're capable of doing.
Yeah.
I've had your skid for a while, and I've, you know, as far as any, you know, minor, you know, obviously there was like me not switching the fuel or whatever the case is, but never had any like mess up. And that's one thing I can personally testify, you know, myself. And if there anything that came up, Mark was always available to at least figure out the best way. You know, you know, obviously it may have just been something stupid, right? Like you didn't
here lately
release the pressure from your wand, and now your engine won't pull.
Right.
I've called you on that before, but
Squeeze the trigger.
yeah, squeeze the trigger. Come on, you know. But it's like that. And when it comes to just moving up and thinking creatively, more efficient, and that's the goal with any business, right? I mean, I see what you're doing here. You have a vision. You know, you might want to take, like you said, you take it to state. And what if they're like, you know what, Mark, we want to mass produce these for all the beaches that we have these guys hauling trucks on a flatbed, and they have a gas generator, and now they have to fill up, and now we have to spend extra fuel. Now we have to, you know, there could be even, you know, possible accidents. So just think about you're minimizing a lot by going electric. Yeah. And eventually I'll be there, but you know, you're talking about price jumps are really high because
the electric's not cheap, guys.
Yeah, the price jump is really high because the demand is not there. Yeah. You know, just wait until the demand's there. Just like when solar first started, a lot of people didn't want to go on solar because it was so expensive. But now that everybody in a lot of this area is going solar, solar is becoming so affordable that it's insane on what you could do to get solar.
And the more that we start building this, it's going to start getting cheaper. The electric cars are going to start getting cheaper and everything else. But right now, people doesn't understand how much R&D goes into a system and testing and everything else. I mean, this thing right here, holy moly, I've got a lot of hours in this truck to figure out all of the little tweaks that needs to be done and everything. But now this thing is phenomenal.
It's finely tuned?
It's fine tuned.
Nice.
It runs perfect now.
Nice.
Yep.
And it's quiet, you said?
Oh, it's very quiet.
Can you use it indoors?
No, because you're still running a diesel engine.
Yeah.
But this is an energy efficient.
So the okay, it's powering the diesel engine. So you can't replace. I mean, think about how powerful diesel is, right? It's hard to replace that power. So
that's a 20,000 volt. It's 20K.
Yeah. So what you're doing basically is you're powering that with instead of a gas source with an electric source, and that's what probably is unheard of, right?
Well, you figure, I got 4 pressure washers. That's 4 gas engines.
Wow.
Well, the pressure washers that I used to use have a built-in generator to where I can still run the vacuum. So it has the electric motor generator that runs on the pressure washers. And that has a 110 plug-in that I can run my vacuum to reclaim the water.
How does the charging work on the electric generators?
It's not an electric generator. It's diesel.
Oh, as far as the electric itself, how does that work as the charging?
There is no charging. You just crank it up. I'm going to crank it up and show you guys. So as soon as I go over here, I just hit a button. You hear it ticking?
Yeah.
It's priming.
Okay.
And that's going to start up. It's going to idle up a little bit. And then I go with my switch and I got pressure washer.
That's so quiet.
It's about half a sound.
That's quiet, guys. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys heard that, but wow.
Yep. So this truck is a wrap. Here, we can put this thing there. Yeah, this truck is a wrap as far as running. I run it and clean the whole front of the building.
Started up like that, guys.
Yep. So this is where the world's at. Go out, push one button as soon as you get out of the truck, crank your generator up, hook your water hose up to your water source. And
so efficient, so smart.
Then you're ready to rock and roll. Go turn your pressure washer on with just a switch. Turn the switch on, you're ready to go. I built a diesel tank.
We got anybody asking some questions in there? It looks like.
Oh my God, we got all kinds of questions.
I'm sorry, guys. We're kind of going off here. I'm excited here. Mark's excited.
Clean bros before you do lay off the creatine. Super clean bros before you do it, lay off the creatine. What? Super clean bros out of control.
I love Mark how he's like, come on, what's going on?
Even you get rid of the nest burrs, stay underneath the panel sometimes. Yes, we went over that. Terry Lynn, the longer hook will help push and pull the compacted nest. A smaller hook will go through the nest. Yes, it will. So yeah, Terry Lynn, on what I was talking about, we're going to keep this idea with a 3/8 hook instead of the smaller hook. And then that way I can bend it over and make it longer. All right, good idea. Go take care of that. Terry Lynn, where we got that damn Daniel, better late than never. Now he's talking shit to you, Ray.
Is he?
Yeah, I do many solar panel cleanings and window cleaning, also bird proofing. Top G Solar Cleaning LLC. What's up, brother? Terry Lynn, get marine insurance when you're renting a DI tank just in case damaged or stolen. They're good idea.
Yeah, I got that.
You're welcome. Terry Lynn, you got jokes. You always got jokes, fool. And then Nita.
I think I see.
Then we got Thelma and Louise. They're talking to each other. Hi, Nita. Hi, Nita. Hi, Terry Lynn. Hi, Petra. And then here goes Mark making a truck turning into a transformer and fight crime.
Wow.
Terry Lynn.
Imagine this on that movie, Transformers.
Terry Lynn still got jokes.
Yeah.
I'm already joking with it because we got the big old stacks up on the pressure washers. It looks like a big diesel truck. Who else we got? He has time between midnight and 3 a.m. Sleeping is overrated.
Oh, that's
no
Jordan,
shit,
right?
Petra. Ray Rodriguez, you guys are
What's
awesome.
up? What's
Keep
up? What's up?
What's
up, Pops?
And then we got West Coast Power Washing. Good afternoon, Ray Rodriguez. Good job, guys. Amazing, awesome. Keep up the great progress and work. Thank you, Ray. That's Pops. That's Ray Jr. Here's Dad. So what else we got coming in? Top G Solar Cleaning. When are we going to see the tractor with the big ass brush action?
Wow.
Top G Solar Cleaning. I am waiting on my truck. So I've got a deposit on a crew cab Hino. The reason I want to go crew cab, it's a 26K GVW rated truck, heavy duty, to be able to handle the weight of that skid steer, the sun brush, and pull the trailer. Well, if you haven't tried to, go and Google crew cab 26K truck, Hino, Freightliner, or International. If you call International today to place the order, there's an 18-month wait period.
Wow.
So I've got a Hino ordered that's supposed to be here July, near the end of this year.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a phone call a while ago in Carson. There are 2 brand new Freightliners extended cab, 26 GB trucks. I'm going to talk to the gentleman tomorrow. He just called me right before the podcast. So I wanted the crew cab, but the extended cab will still work. The reason we want the extended cab because if we're going cross country and we're going to shows and showing all this stuff off, if you got 2 people driving, one can jump in the back and take a nap, and plus you can put your luggage in there and everything else. Yeah. And me, I buy crew cab on every damn thing I get. I hate day cabs. There's no room in there. If you just got to have room.
Yeah,
I need room.
You want your workers comfortable too, I mean, but that I have a question for you too on the low profile setups that you
the 3.0.
Yeah, the 3.0. Are you considering maybe doing some sort of a smaller reel with that? Because I know you have to actually tear that down to get the cover over.
I've got a prototype that was just approved through Reelcraft. I designed and built this reel.
Okay.
So it is approved. It's going into manufacturing. And I think the first ones are going to be off the assembly line around August. They've invited me and my wife to come up. The first one that comes off the assembly line, I'm going to have everybody sign it, and I'm going to put it in a case. It's my reel.
Nice.
So it's a smaller reel. It's just, that's it right there on my pressure washer.
Okay, I see that.
So that reel I got 200 foot of 1/4-inch hose.
That's a lot of hose. And it's almost the same size as, no, wait, it's smaller.
It's smaller.
Yeah.
So that's that small reel on the back of the pressure washer right there.
Okay.
So that is the prototype, the hose reel. They give me some. I've been putting them through the test, running them, seeing if anything's breaking on them, checking out the locking mechanism. They do everything as a big reel, but in a smaller reel.
Okay.
So yes, it's coming out. We get to go up to Indiana in August and get that first reel. I know the girls on the assembly line that makes all my reels and everything. I got to visit them, and so I got to walk out there and meet everybody in the factory and talk to them. And we're going to get the first one, have everybody sign it. We're going to put the reel out and take a picture with everybody. And
wow,
I'll blow it up and put it on the wall in here somewhere.
So you're going to be adding those more only to the low profile ones or to all?
I'm the Southern California distributor for Reelcraft.
Okay.
So I'm going to start stocking them and sell them to everybody else. I told them the first order would probably order 50 to 100 of them and get them here, because we want to replace that little black reel. I won't say names, but there's a little black reel out there that a lot of people use that break real easy. And that's the reason I got on to Reelcraft about it and wanted them to come up with a better reel. So we literally built one.
Because I started with that reel. It's more smaller and it's a lot more efficient but it doesn't last as long. The quality is not as there.
You pay for what you get. They're a cheap reel, but they just do not last. So Reelcraft worked with me, and they listen to me, and that's what's cool. I got people like Jay Racenstein. I got Reelcraft. I got other vendors that listen to me. And it's like I told everybody, we're not experts. We make mistakes. Sometimes we build something that needs to be modified.
Yeah.
We do it all the time. So with the hose reels, that's where we're going. We got that little hose reel coming out. But right now, do you notice the difference between the 4.0 and the 3.0? Look at the hose reel. I cut that bottom off almost 2 inches to lower it down so the bed cover will shut. And you can still get 300 foot of hose, and you can still use that pressure washer to clean solar panels.
Yeah, you can.
The only thing we do is if you got water all the time, we will put a Hudson valve inside the tank. It's only a 60-gallon tank. But as long as you got water, you don't have to worry about it. Hook a water hose up and you're good to go. And then as far as the DI tank, what a lot of the guys that are put them in the pickup bed, we slide the skid forward enough to lay the tank at the very back of the bed. We shut the tailgate, roll the tank back, slide the skid back to where it's tight, and that's where we anchor it down.
Do you have a smaller thin of sheet metal to put on the skid instead of that thick?
No, you got to have rigid. And plus the nuts and bolts that go through the bottom, you got to have that to put the nuts and bolts.
Oh, okay. You got to have that coverage, huh? Okay.
I mean, we got it as thin as we could.
What does that say?
Cherryland, Ray can't wait to give you that gun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, she means I can't wait to use it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I did a lot of, just like Mark's saying, a lot of research, R&D, guys. And, obviously I didn't pay for that for no reason because of the fact that it's more efficient. It's the fatigue and the build right here in the hand. You know, I love it. And shout out to MTM. I mean, they didn't know I was getting that from them, but I mean,
Put it through the test. I want to see how that swivel lasts on the gun.
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
see how durable it is and how it lasts, because I sell a swivel that we can put on a gun, and then it connects to your hose. But these swivels that I got are thick, heavy duty stainless steel.
Well, this is stainless steel too, right?
Yeah, but I don't know the inside.
Well, we'll have to find out one day, Mark.
So this is what's cool about having a podcast at your shop. You can run real quick to your parts bin, but that's my swivel. And see on the inside, you can keep it adjusted.
Oh, nice. This is the one you already put on the
I put them on my hoses. I got them on all of my hoses.
Yeah.
See, I use them all the time.
Yeah, so I mean,
we'll see how it goes.
I mean, I like I said, I've heard nothing but good things about it, and if anything, they back up their product.
Yeah.
They back their product up. So I'm a reviewer, guys. I love to review things. I actually just converted my original hose reel from my cranking one to a retractable reel pressure hose. And I talked to Mark about it. Me and him were discussing it, and he was like, well, they're not made for that, but I found fittings and I was able to convert it. And so far, so good. I'm loving it.
Realcraft has one out. I just
I seen
talked
that.
to a customer.
I seen that. And what are they, like 700? Yeah. So I also seen the price, guys. So, but I mean, you get what you pay for, and eventually I probably will get there because you can use that for gas.
It's like I tell everybody, manual crank, these are like $332. Retractable goes up to $700. Electric, $1,200. I got 5 electric hose reels on the back
Those
of that
are all
truck.
electric?
Every one of them.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just push a button or what?
Push a button. Yep.
Man. And it obviously retracts perfect every time, right?
Yeah, you just.
Yeah, you kind of got to guide it.
Guide it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after a long day, guys, of doing that constantly, I mean, you could wear your arm out a lot,
Yeah.
but that's why the retractable is what I went with, and I was able to convert that. Mark, I was actually going to show you how well it's been working for me.
Yeah.
I actually like it. And
but just watch it and see how it lasts as far as blowing out and
I mean,
everything.
and the retract.
You're not doing a lot of PSI.
No,
So
it's only 1,200.
Yeah, in the auto detailing world, you're not throwing a lot of PSI out, so the seals should last.
Yeah. As far as the pressure, guys, it's a minimal depending on the job, right? And I'm thinking about figuring out a way to get the 3.0 in the back of my Ranger, but converting it somehow and just make it. I mean, there's always new ways to be creative, and that's what I like about working with you is you always continue doing that, and it just makes more sense, guys. What works best for you and your company, and what works best for you and how you guys operate, that's what matters, right? What I like may not be what you guys like, but the end result is still going to be the same. You still want to accomplish the job with the best type of product and what's more efficient for you. And that's why I don't always try to figure out what the next guy or how that. I always just try to see what works best for me.
Yep.
Because when I bootstrapped my business, I actually went door to door knocking, Mark, and that's how I got a majority of a lot of my business. And I know you said yourself, sometimes after a long, hard day of work, you don't really like anybody knocking on your door.
Yeah.
And that's true in both ways. But when I first started, I was able to accomplish that because I feel like, when it comes to communication and when it comes to talking with others, I feel like I'm able to relay that, especially what I'm trying to, achieve.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's easy, guys. Believe me. Nobody's saying knocking on doors and trying to bootstrap your business to find the demand is easy besides marketing or besides word of mouth, right?
Yep.
But I mean, it's possible depending on, a lot of things. But, that's how I got a majority of my business was literally I parked my trailer the first night I went home and I was thinking, okay, so now I got the setup. How do I get the demand? And I was like, okay, well, I know how to talk with people. I know how to conversate. I mean, really people just want to be able to see a genuine person talking with them. You know, a lot of people could read through BS, and that's why I love Mark, because when I first met him, he was how I would conversate and basically relate with people, because I don't like BS either, guys. Like if you're gonna say something, do it. If you're not gonna do it and you say something, then basically it's like, what are you doing, right?
Mhm.
And when you're talking with individuals, you're able to relay that. And most 9 times out of 10, if they see that you're genuine and you're there to actually, I always say I'm not as in sales, I'm in service. Like I'm a
You
servant.
provide a service.
Yes, I'm providing a service. So every time I'm done with the job, I'm tired, but the very next thing I do, I hit up the neighbor. I hit up their neighbor, and I just say, hey, just finished with Jane down the street. Here's my business information. If you have any questions, call me. If you have any questions right now, I always ask that. Do you have any questions for me right now? Okay, no, perfect. Have a great day. Boom. And most of the time they like that. I'm not pushy. I'm not someone to be like,
Well, there's people out there now starting to really try to educate people. Sanad, Super Clean Bros, they were just on I say KTLA, Channel 10, Fox News or whatever, out in Arizona.
wow.
So they were on 7:30 Sunday morning, and they were showing them doing bird proofing, cleaning solar panels, and I actually filmed my skid in the back of the truck.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. They called me up and said, "Hey, we're going to be on the news." They were at some like ag show or whatever, a home and garden show.
Okay.
So they were showing all the equipment off, and the news people started interviewing them, and then they give them footage where they clean panels and everything else. But they're educating people. That's what everybody has to do. You have to educate.
Yeah.
I'm going to start going back out there doing some filming, cleaning the solar panels. As soon as I get my truck and I get that tractor out there, I'm really going to be doing a lot of filming.
As you should, Mark. And I like what you said in the beginning. Listen, even though you have to be a professional, you don't have to feel like you're a know-it-all, right? And at the end of the day, guys, we're all figuring out a way to impact this industry, right? Because it's growing, and if you don't grow with it, then it's impossible to continue growing your business. Because I hear of a lot of guys, Mark, they're selling their skids, they're not doing, and it almost like, wow, it's mind boggling, because I'm like, hey, I'm able to continue still growing. I'm not where I want to be, because obviously I don't have a team or anything yet, but I'm able to sustain, and that's okay for now. At least I'm able to sustain. But
yeah.
the goal is to have a team and to create more of an impact, right? But I mean, I'm able to sustain, and that's what's good.
The problem out there is we all have dreams. We want to be here. We want to make this amount of money. We have our goals in life that we want to do. But if you don't have no motivation or drive and you go out there and accomplish those goals, you're always going to fail. So I've got some customers. I've had like two. But I had one that moved to Belize. I had one, his wife fell ill and he sold his equipment. And then I've had a couple here lately said that their companies that they work for during the daytime, they grew in the company and they don't have time to pressure wash. So I've had a couple of customers, want me to know if I could buy their skid back and, help somebody out. But I will refer them to, my customers that call in. Look, if you can't afford a brand new one, this guy's trying to sell his.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've done that. I've got one customer right now trying to sell his van and skid, and he brought it to me. And then I got it sold.
So you're seeing that too then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of it, even though you have a dream, if you don't have a vision to, fulfill that dream and get out there and push yourself, you're not never going to do it.
Yeah.
I refuse to fail. I mean, this truck right here literally made an old man out of me because there were so many hurdles
to
make
a lot of hours of sleep.
Yes.
He said, yeah.
Yes. So my wife knows me. She'll see me tossing and turning in bed at night because I can't sleep because I got something on my mind.
Yeah.
And if something's not going right, I know I got to go back and work on it the next day. It'll bother me all night because I want to make things work. And when it does work, now you see me all happy. You're like, today, everything's done on this truck.
Yeah. So I came in at a good time, guys.
Yeah.
He had his coffee.
Yep. So this truck is done except for the little fine details. I started putting my chemicals in the cabinet, started filling my cabinets up. I got to get a couple of fittings for the vacuum, and then that'll be done. Get my hose put in the cabinets, and now this truck is done. Only thing that's left is branding and bringing it to you and letting you see it.
I can't wait to see the branding.
Let's see what else we got going. Customer service is key. You're right,
Yes,
West
sir.
Coast Power Wash. And that's like I tell everybody. Sometimes customers call me and my wife will hear me talking to them and she'll say, Mark, you were really short with that customer. But these are, people that I talk to a lot, and you'll hear me when I talk. Like if I'm really, really busy and I got something going on, I'm really anal about answering the phone unless I'm on the phone with somebody. And they'll, some people really want to just bullshit and talk to me, but I'm like, dude, what you got going on? What do you need? And I'm to the point because I want to help you, but you don't realize I got 10 other things going on in the background that I need to get done. And I try to be, as nice and give.
There's only one Mark, guys. There's only one Mark, and I don't take it personal. There's times where I'm like, hey, you forgot to call me the other day. What's up?
Yeah,
and I'll call you back. I'll call you back.
It's like Dion Bradley. He called me the other day. He's out in Paris. He cleans auto detailing. And I've seen him call me twice, but both times I was on the phone and I shoot that little message on the phone, call you back. Well, I get multiple phone calls coming in and customers walk in. Well, I forget to call back. Guys, you're not bothering me. You can send me a message and say, hey, jackass, you didn't call me back. And I'll be like, oh, shit, if I'm available, I'll call you back.
Mark's got tough skin, guys.
You ain't going to hurt my damn feelings. Holy shit.
Believe me. And he'll call you out on it too. Believe me.
Yeah.
I mean, but listen, guys, at the end of the day, it's always about being efficient, what works best for you and your business and what you're trying to accomplish. You might just buy the skid just to have in your garage and be like, hey, I just want to rinse off my patio once in there, maybe my car, so I don't have to go to the car wash and spend $20. I have it here. I mean, some people will do that. I'm sure some already have, and if I get to that point, I'd probably keep one of these in the garage too, just to have. Maybe do a wall mount or something.
I try to talk people when they start getting discouraged and they want to get out of the business. I'm like, why? Where are you failing at? What are you doing wrong?
Break it down.
And then I want to help them out. I mean, I've had customers that were ready to, give the equipment back to me. And I'm like, no, I'm not taking it. You're going to succeed. You had a dream. You're going to fulfill that dream.
Yeah.
Get your ass out there and let's make it happen. And 9 times out of 10, all the ones that I've done that to call me back and say, thank you. They said, you pushed me, Mark, and and I needed that.
That's good.
Listen, guys, it's not easy out there. I've told you guys in the podcast, I've done so many free jobs in my life as, in the pressure washing world. But those free jobs has got me where I'm at now.
Yeah.
You go out there and you hit the right people. You hit the managers at, retail stores, banks. You hit the president of the HOA in a community and give them a free cleaning and let them show them what's going on. You just gotta hustle.
Yeah.
And once you start getting it, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. And then you learn how to talk to people. Like some people are in this business, but they're very shy. They don't know how to talk. I'm like, whoa, you got to learn how to talk.
Wow.
You got to sell yourself. And,
that's some of the scariest things, though. I remember being a
knocking
kid
on that door. Hello, sir. My name's Mark. And
listen,
can I clean your solar panels?
Oh,
and they're like, hey, get the hell out of here. You're soliciting.
Do you think I want you on my roof? No. So the hardest door is your car door. Think about that. Getting out and doing that, that's the hardest door you're going to hit, guys. So when it comes to, brings me back to grade school, like there was times where the teachers would be like, okay, Mark, go in front of the class and read this paragraph. You feel like, wow, right? So it's ways to overcome that, guys. Some of us have it naturally. Some of us don't. Some of us take time to do it, but it's possible, right, guys? And, at the end of the day, figure out which way works best for you, because everybody's different. If you think about it.
Dude, growing up in school, I did not never want to read my book in class because I had like a speech impediment. I would stutter and stumble on the words because I was so nervous of that.
Wow.
So I outgrew it. And over the years, I outgrew it to where I don't have a problem talking now. I'm not scared of people. I'm not scared to get in front of crowds. I've given speeches. I've done all kinds of stuff. But, growing up, I had that problem. But this is something that you can overcome. If it takes you getting in front of a mirror and practicing your speech, do it. And then have a list of questions and give them to somebody.
Yeah.
And like you're sitting there giving your sales speech of what you do and the service you provide. And then all of a
Rehearse
sudden
it.
says, well, okay, you provide that. Well, how much? Or what are you going to do when you get on my roof? So have these kind of questions. And then that way you can calmly answer.
Yeah.
The more confidence you build up on selling yourself, the better it is. It's like, I had one guy come in on a Saturday, shy. He didn't know how to talk to people. So I told him, I actually got up and I started, showing him. I said, this is where I go up to it. Like if I see somebody out in the yard watering the grass, I say, look, sir, I'm in your neighborhood. I just cleaned your neighbor down the street solar panel. I'm not a solicitor. I'm not here bugging you and ruining your evening. Here's a business card. If you ever need your solar panels cleaned, please give me a shout out. And then as you start turning and walk away, 9 times out of 10, they'll look at your card and they're like, well, how much you charge? So now you turn back around, you engage them again. Say, well, sir, normally on my jobs right here, my first inspection, if it's really dirty, I'll give you a break on it, give you a discount if this is something that you might want to set up quarterly or biannually or whatever.
Yeah.
I said, but first I want to, at least let you give me the opportunity to come out here and clean your panels and show you what we can do for you.
I love it, guys. And that's what I start. I love it. I love it how you explain it like
and
that.
then as you start talking to them, say, you know what, I'm not here to, waste your time or anything else. And say, is there anything else you got? I want you to get back to your evening and enjoy the rest of your day. But then, they see that you're not a pushy salesman. I can't stand the ones that are right there. And they just keep on trying to get your, it's like, dude, get off on me. Give me a break. When you're a pushy salesman, you will lose me that quick. I will tell you, you know what? Thank you very much. You have a great day. Like I've had people knock on my door trying to sell solar panels. I'm an asshole. I've worked all day. Last thing I need to do is somebody in my face trying to get, sell me something. So they'll come up, and I've had a few people that's come up and they're keep back and relaxed. They look, dude, it's just that time of the evening. I know you just now got home. You probably don't want to hear my ass, but this is what we're doing. If you're interested, just say yeah.
And those guys, do they get through to you?
I'll stop and listen to them.
Oh, nice.
So I'll listen to their sales pitch.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
So even if you can get through me, you can get through anybody.
Okay.
So
because that's exactly what I do. I do that.
If you're
that a lot.
calm and relaxed and not a pushy salesman, that's how you get people to listen to you.
It's all about your pitch, guys. You don't want to be like, oh, hey, by the way, so and then it's Mark's radar is gonna go off the charts. Like, hey, how's it going? Talking normal, and then it's there's a science behind it, Mark. To be honest, there's a science behind it.
It's like I used to be in the car industry. I used to sell cars at one time, believe it or not. When I was 18 years old, I was selling cars because I had that persona and that personality to sell cars. So like now you got salesmen that are real pushy. They just want to bring you in the office. Let's sit down and do numbers. Let's do this. Let's do that. I don't do it.
I'm the same way too, right? If somebody were to be like that, I'd be like, what's the catch? Like, really? Like, what's going on here? Like, and so it's better to be as genuine as possible, but you also have to be in control, because the number one thing that you learn when you're out there selling your business, whatever it is control, guys. If you lose control, you basically might as well walk back that way, because control is the number one thing you got to have. If not, then it's gone. I mean, my wife, she's Filipino, and Filipinos, they're known for understanding that whoever's in front of them, it don't matter what type of deal, if they don't show control and they don't show confidence, they won't buy from you. I'm serious. It's like that. They don't care if you say it's 60% off today. If you don't show confidence and you show them that you still have control, they're going to be like, no, because they're looking for security. They want to know hey, why am I buying from you? So that's actually the number one thing that myself, I'm figuring out the best version I could bring of. I feel like I do a really good job at it, but I'm also always trying to learn.
You're phenomenal with the way that you talk, your persona, your presence, the way you keep your equipment clean and organized. I pay attention. You're one of the top ones that one of my customers. So
I appreciate that.
but
Thank you.
you know, it's like I tell everybody, you are being interviewed the moment that you pull up in front of somebody's business, house, or whatever. As soon as you get out, they're watching you. You come out, if you got your pants hanging off your ass and you know your cap turned sideways and they're looking at you, they're like, dude, did I hire? What did I hire? So you gotta have a good presence, and you know your first impression is your last impression. So when you pull up, they see your vehicle. Oh, look at their vehicle. They got it detailed, nice, shiny. The tires are shiny. Then they see you get out, you're squared away. And then you come up and you make an appearance, say, hey, I'm here. Just let you know I'm about to start doing the job. Is there anything you need me to go over with it before I start? And then that way you're starting to build up that rapport.
Yep.
You're starting to build up that confidence with them. And then it's like I tell everybody, once you gain that confidence with that customer, now not only are they going to have you clean their solar panels, they want you to clean their windows. They want you to clean their house, their cars. So now that you're building up that confidence, now that you built that confidence up with them, now you're doing more work with that person. Now that person is also advertising you to their family, to their friends, to their coworkers, whatever. So now you're getting all that free advertisement and you're building up your business. So it's like I tell everybody, everybody's like, yeah, Mark, how did you get all this? Who does your advertising? No one. I do a good job every time. I talk to my customers. I give them before, during, and after pictures. I do the same quality work every single time. I don't give a shit how tired I am. When I'm done at the end of the day, I wash my vehicle before I put it away. It's ready for me the next day that I start. That's me. I'm just a very anal person. I mean, I washed this truck a while ago after I got done testing it because I got a little bit of blow-by on there from pressure washing with a wand. Washed my vehicle. It's ready for the next job. So you got to do this every single time. I don't tell people you have to buy this. You've got to do it this way. I don't tell people none of that stuff. I tell people this is how I do it. If it works for you, so be it.
Yeah.
Maybe you go left, maybe I go right, but we still use the same foam cannon. We still use the same pressure washing tools or the same pressure washing wand.
Yeah.
But, you know,
it may not be this color, it may be green.
If you see me doing a certain way and you try it, you're like, oh, that works for me. You know, like sometimes you're surface cleaning and you're all over the place, and then you see me serpentining, going back and forth. You're like, wow, Mark got it done a lot quicker. You try it and it worked for you. You got it done a lot quicker. Instead of just going back and forth and trying to do this, you're serpentining like you're mowing a yard. So it's the little tricks that you do and you watch people. You know, like if you're on social media, I pay attention to people pressure washing all the time. Here lately, I've been watching people, you know, surface clean in driveways and they got their tennis shoes on. And I'm like, dude, get a pair of boots. Why do you want to walk around with wet, soggy ass feet all day? And, you know, these are the kind of little things I see, you know, but it's just the little things that you learn as you go. But yeah, in this line of the industry, all I like to do is bring Ray in. Ray gives you his ideas of how he does things, you know, things that he likes. All we want to do is just share our knowledge. If our knowledge works for you, it didn't cost you nothing but your time to sit here and listen to us.
Yep. And I love coming here, talking shop. You know, like I said, it's an honor to just still be a part of what's continue growing. And, you know, at the end of the day, guys, everybody has an input. What are we going to do to continue making sure that this industry stays, you know, above the rest? Because I feel like whether it's installation, whether it's consulting, whether it's maintenance, we have to understand that we're all part of this bigger umbrella from A to Z.
Yep.
And I get the honor to see a lot of the back end of it, Mark. I do. And it's and working with other individuals, you know, that are in it and they're actually figuring out the best way to stay afloat is a blessing, guys. So anybody that knows me out there that knows I like to network. I will network, but you know, to a limit. I'm not going to spend a lot of my time with an individual if they're an asshole or if they come off me, you know, like they're full of it. I just won't, Mark. I'm like that. I don't have that time to do that. I just don't. Like I got 3 girls that run the household, you know, and that's not including my wife, but I'm saying I'm outnumbered. So I don't have time to BS, and that's why it's like, if I network with you, it's because, one, I love how you manage and you operate, and two, I just like you as an individual. You know, I'm not always the best person, is the one that doesn't always try to be a benefit off you. That's genuine right there.
Dude, and that's what I explained to Nita. I help people out, and then all of a sudden I feel like you're just using me, and then I'm like, really? So I don't like that feeling.
Yeah.
So I do everything that I do with people for the kindness of my heart. I don't give a shit if you pull up and your trailer has nothing but spaghetti with hoses everywhere. It takes me 2 minutes to disconnect everything, organize it, and put it back together. I do it for free because I want you to have that first impression when you pull up to the customer. We do a lot of stuff for people and help people out. That's why we do this right now. This podcast is free.
Yeah.
YouTube don't pay me to do this damn podcast. I do it to help people out.
And we got the 9 people that are watching. I'm sure they're appreciating that, because I live 3 hours away, guys. And I came here for other stuff, but I actually, I wanted to sit down and talk shop with Mark. I mean, I love it. You're growing. You're understanding how to stay connected, and that's the goal. And shout out to everybody out there that just wants to continue to grow. Everybody that's doing it in their business and understanding that there's more than enough to go around, guys. We don't have to sit here and think
And,
like.
and it's picking back up right now. We're going through tanks like crazy. I'm getting phone calls. Some people haven't run their systems in a while. This week has been a nemesis of people losing pressure, and they didn't check their water screen on their pump. So the hose that goes from your tank to your pump, turn your ball valve off, take that hose off. There's a screen in there. I had a guy on a roof today cleaning solar panels. Mark, I lost pressure. He said, I took the pole off the brush and I turned the water back on, and there's still no pressure coming out. I said, then you're restricting water somewhere. I said, go check your screen on your pump. He texted me back, give me a thumbs up. That was it. So he cleaned the screen.
I've had that problem with Mark.
Yeah. So it's little things that you got to troubleshoot. I had another customer call me. As a matter of fact, today, Mark, I was up on the roof. My engine quit working. It just started spitting out on me and quit working. And I'm like, why? So he has plenty of water. Everything's good. And then he come to find out he was parked on the side of a hill, and the oil went over to the other side of the engine. And there's an oil sensor inside that engine. So once he leveled
safety, right?
So once he leveled the van back out, everything run fine. He said that was it. I was just, the oil was on the other side of the engine. I was low on oil. So these are the little things that it's like a troubleshooting thing. The things that you can go through. Do you have gas in your engine? Do you have oil in your engine? Those two things right there, your engine won't run.
Yeah.
If you got water restriction, is your screen plugged up? The other thing is, I've been telling some people here lately, hook a water hose directly to your pump, crank it up, and squeeze the trigger a few times to flush out your valves. You might get a little piece of sand or a little piece of debris in there that got past your screen. So there's little things that you can do. All you got to do is call. Yeah. I'll answer the question. You can tell me what it's doing. I can pretty much tell you what it is over the phone. And if I can't answer it, I'll put you on the phone with Jeff. But pre-check list before you start operating. There you go, West Coast. Pre-check everything.
Shout out to West Coast.
How often should I change the oil? Top G solar cleaning on your pump. You have a vision block on the side of your pump. As soon as you see that oil start turning dark, change the oil in both your engine and pump. That's the way that I do it. Like on all of my pressure washers, my pump has a vision block. Or on your pump, you can pull the dipstick. If you see that oil dark, change it in both of them. What else we got here? Boom, boom. What's up, Mahia? Thank you, guys. We'll make a good... I got to put my glasses back down. Thanks, guys. You guys will make a good pastor. You're out of control. And then Terry Lynn, I seen you being funny a while ago. Where the hell did you go? Terry Lynn. Oh, it's so fun pressure washing and your O-rings go out. That shit sucks. Yes, it does. What else we got going on here? Terry Lynn, everybody hit the like button. My wife tells me to tell that to everybody all the time. Hit the like button, hit the like button. Sometimes, I tell myself, if you don't like it, you don't hit it. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I must have had a bad podcast. But what else we got going on here? Pre-check list. Yes, thanks. West Coast. Terry Lynn, hit the like button. Petra, purple. I don't know what you're talking about, Petra. Purple what? Purple people eater? What else we got going on? Also check your O-rings. Also did some Advie. Top G, I don't know what you're talking about. Top G, I'm not going to lie. When I bought my stuff in November and the phone was just dead, I thought I made that huge mistake, LOL. But once I get warmer, my phone has been ringing damn near every day. So there you go.
Wow.
Congratulations. Top G, where you at? Top G Solar Cleaning.
Top G, huh?
Yep.
I like these names out there, guys. I know when I started mine, I wanted Diamond Solar, and luckily it wasn't taken. So I was able to get that. And the reason I started with Diamond is because it takes pressure to create diamonds, right?
Top G. So what's the red extension for? This is the new adapter. So in the J. Racenstein brushes that I sell, the blue adapter is 1/4 inch here and 1/4 inch here. So on the ball valve, I was having to put a 3/8 reducer down a 1/4 inch with a 1/4 inch nipple. Well, some of the customers have been having problems with the nipple or the reducer breaking with the brass. So I went back to J. Racenstein and I called them and I told them I want 1/4 inch here for the hose to go on the pole, but I want 3/8 here. So that way we just use a 3/8 nipple and a 3/8 M22 fitting. These are my new adapters. So it's like I told you. Remember when we talked at the beginning of the podcast, nobody's experts. We're all human and we make mistakes and things break. Well, we were having problems with the adapter with the 1/4 inch nipple breaking because of the weight and everything. So now we have a 3/8. So I still do the stainless steel 3/8 nipple with a hex head nut on it to make it more rigid. And that's what I'm using on the J. Racenstein brushes now. And by the way, I just got a new order in. I still got plenty in stock. If anybody's wanting to get a brush, give me a shout out. I do have them in stock now, but the people are starting to call in and get them. The other things that we have, if you're using a foam cannon and you do use soap on panels, like I use soap on all residential panels. That's just what I do. Panels have electrical magnetic charge in them. And when rain and just DI water does not get all the residue off, you can clean a solar panel with just pure water, and you come back and let it dry and you run your finger across it, you'll still see a smear. You'll see residue. So I use a little bit of soap. I use my foam cannon. So on the foam cannon, I do an increase from a 1/4 inch to a 3/8. So that way, whenever I plug my ball valve into it, I got a ball valve. I just use the ball valve to spray just a little bit of soap on the panels, shut the ball valve off, disconnect it, hook it back up to the rotary brush, and now I clean it. That soap gets that residue off. And when you get down, they are so shiny when the solar panel is dry. The customers can see that, and they know you did a phenomenal job. Yeah, just use some DI water, gets the dirt off. It cleans them up. It shines them up.
That's what I do. I mean, there's times where, depending on how the condition is, I'll use a little bit of soap, but I mainly use the deionized water.
Yeah. And like I said, that's just your own personal. That's what I do. I go a little bit beyond, everybody else, but that's just what I do. That's not what I'm saying everybody to do. It's up to you. You do how you want to. That's how I do it.
You do what works best for you, but also understand too what is correct in the industry with how you feel like it's right. I mean, Mark's done testing with the type of soap that he puts on. Obviously he's not going to do it if it's going to mess up or harm anything.
No.
So I use his soap. I use his soap on detailing. When it comes to solar, I'll use just the deionized water unless it's necessary.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to go. I go the less aggressive way possible.
Yeah.
And that's just me. I've always learned that with the detailing world, you got to do that, Mark. So if somebody throws like a APC on your brand new interior and it's burning it, and that's where R&D comes from, research, and just understanding, start on your own stuff. So something happens, it's your stuff, right?
Mhm.
And
But
some people go right, some people go left,
I had people call me and said, "Oh, using soap on solar panels voids the warranty." I said, "Really? Show me documentation." They couldn't prove it. So MTA is who I get my soap from and my foam cannons. If you look on their foam cannon boxes, it shows solar panels. So I called them up. I said, "So you use the soap on solar panels?" They said, "Yes." I said, "Did you do the homework and find out if it voids any warranties on panels?" They said, "No." I said, "We have the MSDS sheet on our soap to show that it does not damage solar panels."
Wow.
So we have the MSDS sheet, DS sheet on the soap. So a lot of people think that I come on here. You got a lot of people that go out there and do podcasts and go on YouTube and everything else, and they try to sell you everything in the world. But if you don't know what you're talking about, people are going to listen to you. If I tell you on social media and I'm live right here and I'm talking to you, I've already did my homework, and I'm not going to say something that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, I've had a couple of customers that want a copy of the MSDS sheet, and I give it to them. I talk to my distributor before I start doing anything, and I don't want to, damage anything. I don't want to be, liable for something, because now you got to, do an insurance claim and everything else, or money out of your pocket.
I've tried other soap, because actually got to get some more off you. That soap that I get off you, ever since I started, that's the only soap I use.
Dude, I love it.
I've tried other soap, and
I go to SEMA every year. I have people handing me stuff. Now that people are starting to know me now, so when I'm going through there, I always have my work shirts on.
mm-hmm.
And they say, "Hey, Mark, AM Pressure Wash." I'm like, "Yeah." They say, "Come here, let me talk to you." And I'll go talk to them. And they're like, "Look, dude, we know that you're carrying MTA and everything else, but we'd love to give an opportunity for you to try our products." I'll get them and try them.
Yeah.
I have not changed my soap in all the years I've been going.
Yeah,
to
I tried a lot of other soaps, and it just does a really good job. It's something that and it's concentrated. It goes a long way. Being a business owner, you have to also break down those factors, because if not, then you're not going to survive. So, but yeah, man, it's been a ride to get to where I want to be, and I'm still growing. I want to continue figuring out the best version I can offer in this industry.
I got a question for you, Ray. So you started out in the auto detailing world. You come see me, and you're in the solar panel cleaning world now. How many customers are asking you to do concrete cleaning?
Rare, because I don't actually,
Well, you don't advertise.
I don't advertise. And then I've actually had a couple call me because on Google, and that's why I said, guys, this industry is so new. Even on Google, like, there's not a specific category to put like a solar panel cleaning. There's got car detailing, they got pressure washing services. So I fall under a pressure washing service category.
Mm-hmm.
So I have some people like will reach out to me from there, but as far as that, it's not really much. It's not really much. But
well, you do have people out there. If you over advertise yourself, saying you can do everything in the world, a lot of people's like, "Oh, this person's full of shit," because they think that you're just trying to promote yourself, that you just do everything out there in the world. But when you're out there, you're doing it, and they see your equipment, they see what you have, they're like, "Oh, dude, this guy does have the equipment to do everything."
yeah. But except for the burner, because I've had a guy actually call me to do a front store, and I was like, oh, I just had to pass that on because I didn't have the hot water.
Dude, I'm going to tell Ray, and I'm going to tell everybody out there, we're here as a family. We're here as a team. If you get a job like that, call me. I'll come over. Me and you'll jump on this truck.
Yeah.
We'll go out there and do the job. Make a little bit on the back end.
Yeah.
We do a lot of sub work, and we help people out all the time. That sometimes I'm overloaded. I can't do all the work, but maybe it's one of my contracts. I'll call Ray up or whatever. I got somebody trying to come in. I'll call Ray up or whoever, I need help. So come and help me do this job and everything, because sometimes, we just got a busy month. Like this month right now is a crazy month. We're crazy busy this month.
It's good to hear. Good to hear.
And these are our ongoing contracts. These are our corporate accounts. Yeah. So this month was a crazy month for us. But yeah, we've been blessed with all the work, and they actually called me up, some of my accounts, and increased our workload on us, which I didn't see that coming. But
Hey,
we figure it out. We make it happen.
that's a that's something to be blessed about, because it's a luxury, right? And that's why I tell every client, most of them, all of them actually, they understand the type of relationship that I offer, because anyone else could do the specific cleaning, right? If you're gonna have a relationship with that client, most 9 times out of 10, the reason I go to a specific bank or a specific whatever is either because of the relationship I have with that bank or with that insurance company or whatever. I love Geico. I've been having Geico ever since I could drive, and now it's been like 15 years.
I'm Geico because I'm a veteran.
Yeah, I love Geico because I have an app literally.
But don't get me wrong, I got Geico for all my home, my personal cars, stuff like that. But I do have Progressive with business.
Yeah,
I have a separate insurance with business.
Yeah, and I have, but at the end of the day, it's like, who do you prefer? Who do you want with, right? So listen, guys, we got, who we got on here so far? West Coast Power Wash. You from the Bay? Oh no, Top G Solar Cleaning. Okay, you're from the Bay Area. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. How's the Bay treating you? I used to travel out there a lot, from Palm Springs all the way to the San Francisco Bay, Watsonville, a lot of cities right there at San Jose. So let's see.
Sorry about that, guys. We got an electric company out here needing to get roof access. West Coast, I'll see you, brother. Come on down. I read what you got going on right now. But guys, we're already at almost an hour and a half with Ray. This has been my longest podcast.
Has it really?
Yeah.
What do you usually go?
Normally it's an hour.
Okay.
But it's good when you got somebody, a lot of good conversation, a lot of good talk coming on. We kept a lot of people on here. We're still at 9 people online right now.
Shout out to the 9 people still
Shout out
online.
to the 9. Thank you for the 7 likes.
Yeah.
Thumbs
Make
up.
sure you like and subscribe, guys. So let's get the algorithm going.
Oh, Petra, she said gun, color, purple. Oh my God.
There
Petra.
she goes. Find her a purple.
I do have a little bit of purple on my guns.
Find her a purple
on the anti-fatigue ones. Holy moly, open up that door and that little cool breeze come in.
Feels good out there, guys. But
well, guys, if I got time to keep Ray, I'm going to keep Ray for a little bit, take him out to dinner, and if you're not in a real quick hurry to get back. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining in today. We're going to end this.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, next week you won't see the blue trigger gun on the table. Ray's
you might see a purple one.
Might see a purple one.
I might see a purple one.
I'm going to get my spray paint out and paint her one.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you should.
All right. Thank you, no worries. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming out. Nothing but love and respect for everybody. Thank you for all your questions, and we'll tune in next Wednesday. Everybody have a great one.
Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for joining our podcast today. Hope the knowledge we passed on to you helped. Please tune in next week for a brand new show and surprise guest. From AM Pressure Washing and your host, Mark Sullins, have a great day and be safe.